Shall we get the session started? Yeah, okay. Hello, boys and girls, students and faculty. Welcome to the Study in India's digital orientation session. And firstly, I'd like to congratulate all students who are present here today. We are excited to have you on board with us at Study in India and with our institute. I won't be taking too much of your time. So very quickly, this session will be conducted in two parts. The first segment, we'll have a presentation from the institute about their policies, their procedures, online classes, fee structures, and student experiences, and much more. In the second session, the second segment, sorry, of the session will be open to all attendees, that is, all students out there. Raise any concern, raise your doubts. All you need to do is just hit the raise hand icon, which you can see in the participants section on your bottom right. Hit that icon, choose to chat with all panelists, raise a question, and as soon as you do raise your hand, we are going to unmute you and you can ask your questions directly to the team or to the institute as well. I'm Divya Vishwanathan, I'm from Study in India, and please, we encourage all our students to take all necessary notes that will be given during the presentation. Also, note down your doubts. We wouldn't want any interruptions while the presentation is going on. I hope we are all clear. We have with us Kristen Matthews and Tanya Koshi from the IRO of TISS, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Bombay. Would you like to be institutes? We cannot see you.
See me now?
Hi, Kristen. Hi, Kristen.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Kristen. Hi, Tanya. Over to you guys. Please start the presentation.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to share my screen. Well, welcome to the orientation for Tata Institute of Social Sciences. So my name is Tanya, and I'm here with my colleague Kristen, and we're both with the International Relations Office at TISS. So we just want to give you a brief idea of what TISS is, what the International Office does, and what you can expect from your time at TISS. I'll run you through the general introduction, and then Kristen will take over. So TISS was started in 1936 as the Sir Dorabji Tata Graduate School of Social Work. You know, at the time there was no professional social work education being offered, and TISS was pioneering in that sense. It was the first institute in South Asia to offer this course. Now, of course, we were awarded the university status in 1964. We have 4 campuses. Most of our programs are based in Mumbai, in Maharashtra. But we do have other courses in our other 3 campuses in Hyderabad, Pujapur, and Guwahati. We focus on teaching programs, on research, development, dissemination of knowledge, and we have a strong focus of community engagement. It is so central to everything that we do that it's integrated into most of our master's programs as well as our research programs. What's interesting is that we also have field action projects, which are basically these time-bound social work programs working within communities or within organizations. So they address a variety of issues such as violence against women, education, food security, livelihoods, health, etc. You may be familiar with some of them, like Childline and Prayas. They've been adopted or replicated by the government. If I go to my next slide, yeah. So as you know, we offer a number of courses. We have undergraduate, postgraduate, and research programs, as well as short-term and diploma programs. And we're very actively engaged in research. So every year we have over 200 ongoing national and international research and documentation projects. And so this is what our student demographics looks like. We have over 4,000 full-time students. Over half of them are taught master's students. About a fourth of them are MPhil and PhD students, and the rest are undergraduate and diploma or certificate students. A number of them are international students, and we're hoping to see these numbers increase even more. What's interesting is that about 50% of our full-time students come from SC, ST, or OBC communities. And when we look at recognition, well, we're recognized nationally and internationally. We have our NAC accreditation of 3.89. We're ranked 57th in the NIRF ranking. We recently received the diamond rating in the QS IDH rankings. And then we've also participated in impact rankings of Times Higher Education, where you'll see we were ranked amongst the top 200 universities for 3 of the SDGs, 1, 5, and 10. And then in the top 300 and 400 for the other SDGs. Our faculty have received a number of national and international awards, and we're also part of various state and central government research projects. So this is a little bit about the international office. The international office was established in 2006. It's basically the central point of contact between Indian and international students, faculty, staff, and we look at creating or developing strategic international linkages. We want Indian and international students to flourish in their academic pursuits. And so we provide support, administrative, institutional support to students and faculty, as well as for partnerships and collaborations. We have signed a number of MOUs with international universities across the world. And well, these are some of our leading partner universities. It's really across the different continents. We're also part of some major networks, including the BRICS NU network, Network on Humanitarian Action, the Himalayan Universities Consortium, Resilient Futures India Initiative, and the McDonald International Scholars. And these are activities. Apart from facilitating admission to online programs, to full-time programs, we also facilitate admission to our online and short-term programs, to our customized Study in India programs. And one of the interesting things is that we also provide financial assistance to TIS students and faculty, and so that they can do a semester abroad or present a paper abroad or participate in an international conference. And it's just to ensure that that everyone gets a chance to have some sort of international exposure. So this is our team in the international office. There are 11 of us. It's headed by Professor Madhushri Shekhar, who is faculty at TISS and the chairperson of the office. And I won't go through all the names, but I think most important is Kristen Matthews, who is the program manager for all incoming mobility and admissions. And so he's going to talk you through what you can expect in the next year or two. So over to you, Kristen.
Yeah. So thank you, Tanya. I think I'm audible, I guess.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So here we are going to talk about.
Sorry, I can't see you.
Just a minute. Yeah. So here we are going to talk about uh, some information about incoming rules and regulations, and mainly about different strategies and how we are going to go with the semesters and course structures. So Tanya, when we move to the next slide, it mainly talks about, yeah, it talks about the rules and guidance concern and regarding coursework, attendance, and assignments. So each program leading to the award of a degree comprises a predefined set of course of study. So this may include a number of courses, along with that research, dissertations, and internships. Other activities like credited and non-credited requirements should be there over there in the course structure, and each program is defined by a minimum requirement of total credits. So we can expect like there should be 2 credit courses. If you are completing internship, it can be up to 10 to 12 credit course. So it's according to a particular course, and we are conceptualized according to that. So all these requirements are associated with each program and each course, and it's already predefined. So you will be expecting research dissertations, internship, field visit, like so small sort of assignments, seminar, workshop, and other related requirements will be there. And when we move to the next slide, yeah, it mainly talks about different courses. So a course, like, we will give you a short information about what is a course. So a course is a prescribed content of a curriculum with a set number of lessons, lectures as provided by the academic council of TIS. So all program consist of compulsory and optional courses offered in a particular semester. So all courses may carry credits with clear distribution of hours of teaching. So generally we calculate like 15 hours of instruction and 13 hours of self-study is mainly structured for a particular course. Then followed by UGC directives, we have CBCS courses, that means choice-based credit system courses. So there will be a basket of courses available for all the students, mainly for the bachelor's and for the master's students. From that, the student can choose either 2 or 3 courses according to their preferences. So each program, for an example, social work or development studies, MA in development studies program will be having their own directives or their own courses offered by the particular school. At the same time, you have the um, possibility to choose a particular course from another school or another department. So it's mainly trying to introduce more interdisciplinary course system and encourage the student to learn more about other school and other disciplines. And a student can select any 4 courses for their interest in order to accumulate a total of 8 credits in a particular course. And when we move to the next slide, it mainly talks about, yeah, again, 8 CBCS credits allowed to a student, and how like students can choose the choose the course as either credited course or audited course also. So even as a requirement, you will be able to select only 4. But at the same time, if you are pretty much interested to choose one more course, then according to considering your timetable, you can select 1 or 2 more courses, but you can audit those particular courses actually. And a field work comprises of 7.5 hours of practice session per day, so that you can do by yourself, or the secretariat will be guiding you how you can incorporate those requirements with the curriculum. And those are the general information about course and course structure over there. And when we move to the next slide, yeah, it mainly talks about various dissertations project. Like, it's all about research study, so you can do dissertations, projects, research project, and involves in any research work that is happening over there in the campus itself. For an example, you can do a research study on a particular topic by submitting a proposal. So by you completing your master's program, you can submit a particular thesis or a dissertation in a particular topic. At the same time, you can work on a research project or a research work that is happening over there in the community. So that dialogue you can have with the faculty supervisor is associated with you, and you can have the option to do a dissertation or either a research project or research work along with a faculty supervisor. And when we talk about the additional activities, it mainly include rural camp, study tour, workshop, and non-credited compulsory activities pre-described by various programs. For an example, if you are enrolled for a social work course, you are supposed to attend or like compulsory 2 days of field work over there. The school and the department will be facilitating you to complete this. So these all are the free pre-described requirement for that particular program. And again, if you are enrolled for a course like disaster management, so the school itself is having some requirement, like you should have field visits like continuously over there in the community, and you are supposed to write a field report or a reflective note as per your visit over there in the community. So these are, along with that, other activities associated to your program, and all such activities are compulsory to complete over there according to the requirement of that particular program. And when we move to the next slide, so it's mainly talks about different assessment units over there in Tata Institute of Social Sciences. So each course of study, credited or non-credited thought or field related or research study will be assessed through the following assessment unit type with uh, pre, pre-described weightage as per the predefined schedule. So there will be different activities or assignments you are supposed to submit to get your credits according to the requirement of a particular course. So we can see like there are different type of requirements and assessment units we can see over here. Like it can be class presentation, it can be individual or a group class presentation during your semester. So the faculty will be giving you a particular assignment, so you can present over there. And reflective journal, fieldwork report, another fieldwork diary you are supposed to submit. So these are kind of assessment units and assessment components. So according to the reflective journal work you are submitting, or your fieldwork report will be assessed by the supervisor or the course teacher, and the assessment is happening. Then about your report, dissertation, and other productions, academic production towards the course, then faculty assessment of class participation or fieldwork or process aspect of fieldwork or dissertation or research. So all these components will be assessed and evaluated by the course teacher or the supervisor who are associated with that particular course. And when it comes to the examination, we have different method of operationalizing this component. First one can be a test model. So it can be open book, closed book, or a taken home test you can complete over there, conducted during the end of the semester, and you will be having viva or oral test or examination, like a general examination model. So these are the three methods we are trying to do through the examination pattern. Yeah. And when we move to the next slide, it mainly talks about the grading schemes over there. So a grade point of 4.0 is the minimum requirement of passing an individual course, including a fieldwork, internship, research project. So each course, for an example, if you are enrolled for a master's program in social work, you will be having a minimum of 5 courses per semester. In each semester you will be having these 5 courses. For each course A, B, C, D, all these each courses you should have a minimum of 4.0 grade points. Then only you are supposed to successfully complete that particular course. And all each courses will be having this minimum requirement. All together you should accumulate a score of minimum 4.0 to pass a semester also. Yeah. And when we move to the next slide, Yeah, so this is a general pattern of grading system in uh, over there in our institute. So it starts from O. O means outstanding student. A plus is defined as excellent performance over there in that particular semester. A minus is considered as very good, and like you can see, the range between 4.0 to 4.9 is considered as average competence. So you should at least have an average competence to complete a particular course or a semester, and below that, that means below 4.0 is considered as below average competence. Then you need to repeat or rewrite that particular course to pass that particular course or program over there in the institute. Yeah, and when we move to the next slide, it mainly talks about the healthcare facilities that is available over there in the campus. So we have like uh, three medical officers uh, who are present over there. So like the PPT explains, like medical officers in Monday to Wednesday and Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. and second and every Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday we have the medical officers from 4:30 to 6:30, and the third person every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 11 to 1 p.m. So, among that, two of the medical officers are general physicians, while the third one is a gynecologist. A senior faculty member from the TIS coordinate the medical and counseling services. So if you have any queries or if you have any issues or if you find any difficulties, you can contact the faculty concerned person, and also the health facilities are available over there. And when we move to the next slide, it mainly talking about the counseling services. We on campus we have full-time counseling services available over there. We have one full-time counselor and four part-time counselors provided by the institute. So the counselors mainly try to help with day-to-day concerns and day-to-day difficulties you face over there. If you have any difficulties with language, if you have any issues, adjustmental issues, all those things will be addressed by the counselors, and a senior faculty member again coordinates this particular program. And yeah, so the full-time counselor is available from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. from Monday to Friday. The part-time counselors are available between 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. all days except Sundays. So they can be contacted at the extension number. So all these details will be provided with you later on. Yeah. And when we see the other components, so every students are associated with different departments and other components like coursework. Your course teacher will be the immediate contact, then the center chairperson or the dean will be the other associated person. Field work, your supervisor will take care. Rural practicum, the accompanying faculty will be the immediate person who is associated with you. Hostel, the section officer or the hostel warden. Dining hall, the section officer, dining hall will be there. Administration, the section officer, facility service will be doing your administrative works. Library will be carried forward by the librarian. Computer center, the system manager is the person who deals with all your queries. And when we move to the next slide, yeah, it mainly talks about the FRL registration process. So all the students who coming from abroad to India are supposed to do their foreign regional registration office registration within 14 days of their arrival to India. So we expect all the students to first to arrive to the institute. We are not entertaining the students to go for any other tour or any other trips before that. So upon your arrival, the office will be helping you to complete your FRO registration process. So if you have any queries regarding the FRO process and other requirements, you can visit the link over there. So yeah, and the office will be facilitating and will be helping you to complete your FRO registration process. Yeah, and when we move to the next slide, it mainly talks about the deadlines of fee payment. The first semester fee payment is 31st July. It's already closed, but again, for the Study in India students, we will be announcing a different date, and that's already mentioned in your offer letter. And for the second semester, all the students are supposed to pay their fees by 31st December. Semester 3rd and 5th, 31st May 2021, semester 4th and 6th, 31st October 21. So it's these are the tentative dates, and we will be giving you the notifications. And penalty of non-payment of fees before that, then as per the rules, it's stated over there in your offer letter. And transaction amount, sometimes actual fees received in our bank may vary due to the bank charges deducted by the remittance bank or any other remitters bank issues. In such cases, the student will have to pay the balance amount. For an example, if you are supposed to pay 1,000 US dollars and the bank is charging around 15 US dollars as the transfer fees, then we will be only receiving 985 USDs. The remaining fees also you are supposed to pay. And we have one portal called SMS portal. It mainly talks about student management portal. Once you paid the fees, then you will be enrolled to this particular portal, and it's very informative. All the students will get all the notifications, informations, and other details regarding their fee payment, like submission of your documents, no due clearance, everything through this SMS portal. Yeah. And when we move to the next slide, now we will talk about some important requirements we have. So in TIS, we use TIS email with the help of one different software called Round Cube. So here, if you click email.tis.edu, you'll be able to access this particular email. So the email ID will be starting like IROM 2019 HE001 at tis.edu. So it stands for IRO, International Relation Office Student. M for Masters. 2019 should be your enrollment uh, year, and HE should be the course name. 001 should be your enrollment number, that particular year number at tis.edu. So the IRA will be facilitating that. And when we move to the next slide, it mainly talks about the other facilities that is available over. Yeah. So it's a general picture that you can see mainly for uh, the TIS facilities over there. So the online library facilities are available over there in TIS. It's like Sri Dorabji Tata Memorial. So you can access the dissertations, previous dissertations, and remotely you can use other facilities. Yeah, and when we move further to the next slide, it mainly talks about. So this is a like OPAC website over here. So when you want to use any particular website, like remotely with the help of your enrollment number and password, you can use that. So these are the prominent journals that you can use remotely from your home country or from your hostel or wherever you live. So we have a set of famous journals and other facilities available over there in the community, over there in the portal, and you can use that. Yeah. We move to the next slide. It mainly about enrollment in. So this is the one what actually have. So basic all the dissertation by the students from 1936 is available over here in this particular portal. So according to the school, different campus, then you can search by different subject names also. Now finally we have another component called TISOL, that stands for TIS Online Learning. Students will be getting a particular email ID. Along with that, they will be having their own password. So by using your email ID and password, you can log in. When you log in, you will be going to another page. When we move to the next slide, yeah. So it mainly operates with Moodle. So you can download the app, Moodle app, by using Google Play Store, and again through Apple Store, it is available over there. Yeah. Next slide. Yeah, so this is a TSOL page actually. So here you can see different options like dashboard, site home, calendars, private files, my course. So when you first enroll, you have 2 to 3 videos to see and how get familiarized with the dissolve process. And in the calendar, you will be able to see the timetables like in next day when which time according to your country the classes are available. Yeah. And when we move to the next slide. Now a brief introduction about TESOL Learning Management portal. Actually, yeah. Tanya, next slide. So you can access your course through TESOL, like http://tis.edu, and those facilities are available over there. And if you find any difficulty to access this particular website and other features, we have our own help desk. You can write to student TESOL support at this, and you can chat with our Telegram team. They will be responding to your queries. Yeah. Please inform your school or center. Like even if you have any difficulties while enrolling, your school or secretariat will be helping you. Next, for the uh, online classes, we mainly use Zoom platform to have video chatting conferencing method. And to the tool is Zoom. Downloading Zoom app on your phone or use any browser or any computer access the Zoom meeting will be helpful. Timetable will be already sent to your registered email ID. Along with that, you can see your Zoom link also. Through that, you can use uh, the particular classes, and 50% of the attendance will be recorded according to your participation over there in the video call or the video conferencing happening scheduled for different time period. Yeah. When we move to the next slide, then it mainly talks about login with your TIS email ID. So before like general information and about the attendance, you should have 15% of attendance in online classes, complete at least 60 of the ungraded or form activity assigned, and complete at least minimum assignments as described by your faculty coordinator. And assignment and grading is like we explained. Next slide, Tanya, next slide. Next slide. Yeah, for all your support, your school or central program secretariat is your first line of contact, and they will be helping you with all your queries. And secretariat will be helpful to guide you through the secretariat, like other matters and TESOL requirements. And your faculty will inform. And when we move to the next slide, it mainly talks about the buddy program. Yeah, Tanya, next slide. Yeah, so buddy program is a new program that we are introducing. I think Tanya will be explaining about this program. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so very quickly, the buddy program is something that we have just started this year. And it's basically where we pair international students, new international students with an existing student. Now, the existing student could be an Indian student or another international student, but it's basically sort of it's supposed to support you um, or help you get integrated into the institute, into your program, and if you're in. So your buddy will provide advice and assistance on academic matters as well as cultural matters. It's not always easy to find your way and navigate through different things when you're new in a particular city or country. And so this program is designed to make life easier for you. So if you're interested in the buddy program and being part of this program, it's not compulsory, but if you are interested, um, then you should write to us. You can write to you can write to the IRO at tiss.edu, I'm trying to see if there's. Well, just write to any of our addresses, whichever address that you have. Feel free to contact us. Yeah, and this is just what to expect next. Once you've signed up and paid your fees, we'll send you all your enrollment numbers, your passwords, usernames. And if you sign up for the buddy program, we will send you information about that as well. And just a couple of things to make clear, because of the pandemic, this semester is completely online, so you don't need to come to the campus. But we're hoping that by next semester we'll be able to come back to face-to-face teaching. In which case we will let you know in advance. The international office will help you with your visa process and application and other logistical support. Yeah, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask Kristen or me. And yeah, you can contact us on these addresses or any other addresses that you have. You can also follow us on social media for more updates on our activities. And I think that's it for our presentation.
Thank you so much, Tanya ma'am. Thank you, Kristen sir. That was very insightful, very informative. In fact, I thought the buddy program was the most interesting bit from the entire conversation. I suggest, because I have sort of studied abroad, buddy program as such to all students who are attending at the moment. I think the buddy program is very advantageous. Please go through with it. If you have the opportunity, not many institutes out there, I'm sure, have an opportunity as amazing as this one. Now we'll move on to the FAQ session. Tanya ma'am?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so all students, you have a raise hand icon on the bottom right of the participants section. Please hit us up and we will unmute you we'll unmute you and you can ask your questions to Tanya ma'am and to Kristen sir.
Yeah.
We are first unmuting Seema. Sorry, Seena.
Customer service isaanii garuu jiru. Si dhufaa customer service jechuun? Jechuun akkaataa itti keessummeessa.
Seena, you.
Seera kanatti baay'ee namatti tola. Abbaan qabeenya.
Okay. Okay, Seena, that was very interesting. We were expecting a question. Anyone else? Any students out there who would like to? We have about 3, I think. So, anyone, any doubts? Okay, in the meanwhile, Tanya ma'am, any questions which you think that you'd like to address? One that has been coming a lot your way. Any frequently asked questions from students' end?
Well, I can talk about accommodation also, because I know that that's always a concern of students. So some of our campuses have on-campus accommodation. Unfortunately, right now, most of it is not for full-time students. They're mostly for short-term students. But we do try and facilitate accommodations for international students. So we'll put them in touch with brokers or people that we know who are renting nearby, and just sort of, or put you in touch with other students looking to have a roommate or flatmate. So we try and facilitate accommodation that way. When international students first come to the institute, we do host them at our hostels or our international flats. But that's just until they get settled in. It's not a full-term option.
Okay. Any other question aside that we need to maybe address in this conversation? Okay, so any last comments from the institute?
Kristen, do you have anything to say?
Sorry?
I'm just asking Kristen if he has some comments.
Okay.
Okay, I think with regards to the classes and all, we can talk about that. So if the student is like, we already started our semesters, so if the student is missing out some sessions, then we will be giving them additional sessions and assignments. So accordingly, they can complete those hours and will be able to enroll to a particular program. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's important that that students know that if they're going to start a TSS, they need to finish all their formalities immediately because our semester has
Yes. Yeah.
started. And the longer you wait, it's just going to be very difficult to
Catch up. Yeah.
to catch up.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt, but I think we have one student who's raised his hand, Raban.
Mhm.
Raban, you have been unmuted. Please ask your question to the institute now.
Okay, thank you so much. My question is directed to the Study in Indian program. The promise was granting us a scholarship, especially full scholarship due to our economy, my economic constraints. So what the provision of such a scholarship? It is so unfortunate to me. I got to know tuition fee waiver. What is their stand now?
Okay. So, Raban, we kind of lost you there at some point. Is it possible
Okay.
that you could maybe just type down the question once and send it?
Okay. Well, let me try to send it.
Yeah. Sorry about
Okay.
that, but I think we lost you somewhere there.
Okay. Sorry. Even I was so sensitive waiting for the study in Indian program presentation. I see it's like they have been disappeared here.
I understand that the question is for the study in India team. Is that what you said?
Okay.
I think it's about scholarships. Scholarships from
Okay.
Study in India.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's about the scholarship and the fee waivers that we are offering here with Study in India. Is that it, Raban?
Yes.
Okay, just a second. Nikhil, do you want to take that? Okay.
Hello.
Raban, just for clarification's sake, and I'm very sorry about that. Just please type down at least the very keywords that you'd want to know from Study in India's end. If that's okay,
Yeah.
Raban?
Sorry. I am losing a point somewhere. Pardon? Can you repeat it? Sorry.
No, I said, could you please type down your question on the chat section?
Okay. All right. Let me.
And Bhavya here will be answering your question. Bhavya with the Study in India team.
Yeah, hi, Rabin. So I've just checked. You've applied for Master of Public Health, and you've got a G4 fee waiver. So for G4, that means you will have to fund your education on your own. Although we'll be shortly releasing the PG second counseling results, so there's a small probability that your this thing fee waiver might get upgraded. But I'll say there's no 100% surety for that. So right now, I mean, G4 is the fee waiver you've gotten, so that means the full fee has to be paid by you from your end. Yeah, Rabban.
Sorry, I'm losing a point somewhere. So that right now, I was
Rabban, I'll do
listening to our
one.
responses. And, sorry, I was listening to our unfortunately, I missed a response somewhere. You say right now, what is
Okay,
happening?
yeah, Rabban, I'll do one thing. I'll write down the answer to you on chat. So, I mean, you can reply on that if you have any further queries. Will that be okay? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, do we have any more
Okay.
questions from students?
Okay.
Thank you, Rabban. Rabban, Bhavya will be getting in touch with you. Yeah. And now we have Sena. Sena, do you have a question for us? Because the last time when we unmuted you, we were expecting one. So, do you have a question? Let's try unmuting Sena. Okay, Sena, you've been unmuted. Please ask your question.
Okay, thank you. I've been granted SII scholarship to study criminology and criminology and justice. So what got me confused is I know it's a fully funded scholarship, but it says like the scholarship goes up to $3,500. But I think mine exceeds within a year. It exceeds more than $3,500. So, is there any way, if I mean, assume that I'm coming to India in the second semester. So, am I going? Is there any way I can support myself? Is there any way I can support myself if some financial constraints? If I'm going to face some financial constraints, or am I going to, or can I be granted a fully funded scholarship, which is ICCR, if my grade point is going to be good, or how am I going to survive in India? Thank you.
Yeah, so Sena, actually, we've been, I mean, telling the students from the very beginning that the scholarship amount is 3,500 USD, which is INR 2,50,000. So that will be covering your accommodation, tuition fee, and the mess charges. So anything over and above that has to be paid by the student. And I mean, again, the transportation, I mean, your to and fro fare and the visa charges also have to be borne by the student. So right now, as of now, I mean, there's no other facility where we can the remaining charge. So that has to be paid from your side only.
Does that clear your question, Sena?
Yes.
Your doubt has been clarified now?
Yes, somehow, because there is a frequently asked a question that says like people who have secured SIS scholarship can be transferred to ICCR. So, is there any chance for me to change my status to ICCR? What should I do to earn that status?
See, Sena, with the new directives of the Study in India program, I don't think we have that option with us at the moment. But when we do, we'll let you know of it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Sena. All right. Do we have any further questions before we close the session?
No.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Okay. All right then. Tanya sir, Tanya ma'am, Kristen sir, sorry about that. Any last words before I close the session from your end?
Not from me, just thanks for having us on this platform. We're very happy to partner with Study in India and MHRD. And yeah, hopefully we'll see a lot of Study in India students at this soon.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's Bombay. If it's this, then it's Bombay that you're headed. It gets as multicultural as you expect India to be. And trust me, if you're in Bombay, you are always hustling. So be prepared for it. Stay excited, stay safe, stay at home, enjoy your online classes, and most of all, keep yourselves motivated. This was a very informative session, Tanya ma'am, Kristen sir. Thank you so much for the conversation, the presentation, and thank you all students for attending. We are closing this session now. Thanks.